just really like this blog post that you wrote, because there are no good or bad emotions. It's just, when are they showing up? How are they either helping or hurting you? And I think that also goes back to, is this supported by facts, right? Like, I've talked to a few of my athletes about one girl that I coached, and she was like a week or 2 weeks out from her marathon. She's like, I'm not fit, I'm not ready, I can't do this isn't going to go well. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be super uncompassionate in the moment. I was like, why do you think that? Well, I didn't run 38 kilometers in my build, like as a long run. I'm like, okay. I was like, or, I had this one bad long run. I'm like, great. I want you to go through your training, scroll back through 12 weeks, 14 weeks, look at every single data point, every single easy run, long run, workout that you did. That's your facts, right? One bad run or one missed run doesn't, define the worth of a build like entirely, right? Or feeling that you had one bad run isn't the same as like actually seeing that you stacked the bricks and put in the work. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that idea of like handling pressure and managing nerves, because this is a universal experience probably for every single athlete, whether you're an age grouper, a professional, whether you've done this 100 times or you're doing it for the first time. We care about our sport, we care about our performance. So that shows up a lot, but maybe how it shows up or how it impacts that person's performance looks a little different, right?
Absolutely. Like, I can tell you, as like someone who used to be somewhat decent and now is just trains, and a mental performance coach. Like, I think I've only raced once this year. It was in Mesa at the half, and I can tell you, like, lining up, I'm like, at the time I was like 10 minutes slower than my best. Long ago. And I'm sitting there like feeling like, oh man, we drove all this way, like we got a hotel, we did all these things. My wife, my dog are like in a car somewhere, waiting for me to finish. Like, what are my clients gonna think if I don't run well, or like I'm slower than people I count? Like, that pressure was all there, and like I had to sit there and go like, none of that actually is factual or matters. Like, this is like slightly harsh, so I have to know the person when I do this, but I did this with an athlete the other day, where they're talking about, what happens if I don't race while I do this. And I was like, okay, well, your husband's going to leave you. You're going to be homeless. You're never going to compete again at any level. Your life's going to go completely sideways, and that's it for you. And they're like, not the speech they expected, right? And I was like, okay, now that we have the worst case scenario that's like literally never going to happen another way, can we just figure out what's actually going to happen here, right? Because that's the path that things are going when we start to go down that ruminating negative pathway, right? So it's like, okay, let's just call it out. Let's go to the absurd, right? Oftentimes when we go to the absurd, it makes it a lot easier to come back to what's actually like normal, right, and factual or likely to happen.
Yeah, and I think like, you loosely touched upon this, but it's like, what's actually at stake in the moment? Like, do we want to do well in the race, the thing, the presentation? For sure, but like, what is the worst possible like scenario that's going to come out of it? Usually it's not that bad. And like, this is the exact speech I gave myself and then relayed to you after I dropped out of the Berlin Marathon. I was like, well, my husband, aka you, is not going to divorce me. My coach, aka you, is not going to fire me. My family still loves me and thinks I'm crazy for doing this running thing. My friends and training partners still, admire me and support me. It's like, so if the worst thing that happened was that I didn't cross a finish line, there's always going to be another, like, there's going to be another start line. There's going to be another finish line. There's going to be another race. It didn't mean I wasn't disappointed in the moment, but it's also not the end of the world, right? And I think sometimes athletes, we have this tendency to like create these, I'm not saying, there are definitely some like high stake environments and high stake moments, right? An audition, a draft or whatever, but a lot of the time it's another game, it's another practice, it's another workout. Like, those are lower stakes environments compared to some other higher stakes environments. And sometimes I think we catastrophize or blow things out of proportion for what they actually are, which then we tense up, we play safe, we play timid, we don't perform or compete to the level or ability that we want to.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.